Hello, I am Robin Walker, and I am your instructor and your computer instructor. This video is for my CIT 105 and DLC 101 classes. Those are two separate classes, but essentially they start out the same. So this is a virtual help session to help you get started. So the first thing that I want to do is I am going to share my screen, and you should be able to see my DLC 101 Blackboard site. I want to point out to you the announcements over here are very important. I send out announcements every Monday morning, and those announcements will go over your assignments for that week, and they will also tell you specific due dates. So whenever you open your Blackboard on Monday morning, you will get a pop-up message up here that tells you have a new announcement, and you'll read it and you'll know what to do for the week. At any time during the week, if you want to go back and see that announcement, it is still there. Underneath announcements over here, I think yours says view archive. And so you will come right here and click on that. Whatever that link is underneath announcements, you will click on that. And then like for this week, you would click on week 2 assignments, Monday, August the 23rd. And here are your assignments for this week. You need to complete Microsoft Word Module 1. This is the training and the project, and all are due by 2 p.m. on Monday. That's this Monday, August 30th. And then there is also an online discussion in Blackboard as well for you to introduce yourself. So read through those announcements. That way you'll know what's going on in the class. You'll know due dates. You will know assignments, and be able to start working on those as soon as possible. I will go ahead and tell you that you can work ahead. I have opened up everything except for final exams in the Blackboard shell. So if you want to work ahead, that would be great. I do not accept late work, so getting a little bit ahead might help you. You never know what's going to come up, or what may happen, or you may know, okay, I'm going on vacation, or I'm going to visit someone out of town. I need to work ahead for that. So those are open, those are available. So you can work ahead, but you cannot work late. So those are your announcements. Keep an eye on those every week. So here you will see your discussions. You have your discussion folder, and all of the discussions are open. The first one that is due is class introductions, and that's due the end of September. So you still have time on that, but I do always recommend for my students to go ahead and complete these discussions early. That way you don't forget about them, and it's something easy to do for easy credit. So those are there. Your assignments this week were in Microsoft Word. So you would open up your Word module, and all of your Word assignments and modules are in here. So it says each assignment folder contains 3 links. The first link is the textbook and should be used as a reference and guide in completing the 2 homework assignments in each folder. No assignments in the textbook. Keep that in mind. The last 2 links are your assignments. So if we come down here to Microsoft Word Module 1, you would open that up, and inside that folder, like it says up here, the first link, always, the first link is your textbook. The second link is your training, and the third week is your project. So the training and the project are your homework assignments. And that will be the same for every week. Okay, so if we peek down here to Microsoft Word Module 2, same deal. You have your textbook at the top, your training and your project there at the bottom. So let's go ahead. Let's look in our textbook first, just so you can kind of get an idea of what that looks like. If you have not accessed your textbook or either of the assignments yet, then the first time that you go into your textbook or assignment, you will have to create a new user account. And so when you get to that screen, you'll click on Create New User Account. Use your campus email account, and then you will create your own password. It walks you through the process after that. In the end, it will send you an activation email to your campus email account. And so you'll have to go to that to activate it, and then you can go back into the textbook. That's the only time that you have to do that. In fact, as you just saw with mine, when you open up your textbook or you open up an assignment, it goes straight there. You don't even have to put in your password. Keep your password, just put it in your phone or write it down somewhere. The only reason you would need that password again is if you take another class that uses Cengage. But usually in here, it doesn't ask for that password again. So anyway, here is your textbook. And just remember, there are no assignments in the textbook. You use your textbook as a reference and a guide in completing your project assignments, okay? So with your textbook, this is your table of contents. And if we click to open, you will notice that each textbook chapter walks you through how to complete an assignment. And this assignment will be like your project assignment. Not the same, but it will be like it, okay? But with your textbook, you can scroll down to read everything. And then once you get to the bottom of the page, you would click the arrow to go to the next page, and then so on after that, okay? So you would read that. My suggestion to you in reading the textbook is that you know how much you know about the subject matter, okay? So you may know a lot about Microsoft Word, but maybe not so much about Microsoft Excel, okay? So kind of keep that in mind. You can look through the table of contents and see what is within the chapter. If you are pretty well versed in Microsoft Word, you may scroll down through here and you may already know how to do all of these items. There's going to be at least some in here that even if you're well versed in Word, that will be new to you. So if you find something that's new to you or something you don't know how to do, or maybe you forgot, just click on it and learn how to do it. So maybe you got to this point and you think, I don't know how to number a list of paragraphs. So you would click on it and read it, and then now you know how to do it, okay? If you are very new to Microsoft Word or whichever application we're working on at the time, read through the whole chapter, okay? It's not going to hurt you. It's going to help you. So, you know, sometimes you may spend more on the weeks that are new, and that's fine. So use the textbook in that way. If you get to your project and it asks you to adjust margins, you don't know how to do that, and so you come over here and you look for that. Oh, here, to adjust margins. And then you can read about it and go from there. Okay, so that's kind of how you use your textbook. All right, let me know if you have any questions about a textbook. So I'm going to close that out. So I'm back here on the Blackboard site. And so we've just looked at the textbook. We went through that. And so now we have our training assignment. So when you're ready for the training assignment, you would click on that link. And again, once you create your new user account, it will take you directly to the training assignment. And once you get here, you will click on Start. and this is your training, okay? And I was just working on this earlier with another help session, but you will look up here and you will notice that there are 56 tasks. We'll go back to task number 1. There are 56 tasks for you to do, okay? Each task has an observe, a practice, and an apply, okay? So with the observe, I'm going to click play, and it's going to talk through and show me how to do this particular activity. So I'm going to press play, and then I'm not going to do anything. All right, so that was the observe. We just watched and listened to it. The next one is the practice. And with the practice, it's still going to talk us through it, but we're actually the ones doing the pointing and the clicking. So I'm actually going to click the File tab. I'm going to click New, and then I'm going to click Blank Document. All right, so we've done the observe and the practice, and now we're ready for the apply. Okay, and you can see observe, practice, and apply. Down here, it tells you the instructions, and it says create a new blank document, but it does not give you any specific direction on that. So you kind of have to know how to do it once you get to apply. And we do, because we just did it twice. So we would do File, New, Blank Document, and Apply Complete. Okay. Once you get Apply Complete, you'll look over here at your task list, and you will have a green check mark next to number 1. Okay. We haven't done 2 and 3 yet. I did that earlier, but you'll have a green check mark next to number 1. So now we're ready for number 2. With trainings, I do want to tell you that your goal is to get a green check mark next to each number. Okay, so you will have 56 green check marks. Okay, and I know that's a lot for this week, but there's so much good foundational items here for Microsoft Word that I wanted you to go over those. In future weeks, you may have other weeks with that many training assignments, but some weeks you may just have like 12, okay? So it does kind of equal out on that. But you want to get a green check mark next to each number. The only way to get a green check mark is by doing the apply, okay? So the observe and the practice are really just there for your help. The only way you get that green check mark is by doing the apply. It is totally fine with me if you want to skip to the apply section and see if you can do it without doing the others. So like on this one, it says Start Word 2019. Well, I know how to do that. So I come over here, I click on my Start menu, I find Word, and I open it up, Apply Complete. So now I have a green check mark next to number 2. Okay, so then I'm ready for number 3. And you think, well, that went pretty well, so let's go to Apply again and see if we can do it. And so this time it says, use the text insert chart in the Tell Me box to get help on inserting a chart. I don't know how to do that. Okay, so you may be thinking, yeah, I'm not for sure about that. In your trainings, the best way to figure this out is to simply go back to either the observe or the practice and watch and listen to those and learn how to do that. So I'm going to click back here on practice to find out how to do it. I'm going to click here and type in insert chart and make sure you spell correctly. All right, so I know how to do it now. I can click on apply and I can come up here and complete this because I know how to do it. Insert chart and then get help and then that second option. Apply complete and we move to task number 4. Okay, so we've got our three green check marks and we're ready to finish out the training. With your training, I will tell you, you may not be able to finish your training in one sitting. That's fine. It's not timed or anything like that. So if you need to leave your training at any point, you can just come up here and X out of it. And then when you are ready to come back to it, then you should come back to where you left off. If you didn't, if for some reason Cengage is being weird and you come back to one that you've already done, then just click here on your task menu and go to the ones that you have not done yet. When you get completely done, as I've said before, you will have a green check mark next to every item. Make sure you have that green check mark just as a verification and then click on submit. Once you click on submit, if you have all the green check marks, then you will get 100 on the assignment. That grade should transfer to Blackboard, okay? So let's say you finish that assignment today, go back tomorrow or the next day and make sure that your grade transferred, okay? Sometimes it might take a little while for it to transfer, so give it a day. And if it hasn't transferred after a couple of days, just shoot me an email. And as long as you have all the green check marks, even if it doesn't transfer, then I can go in and see that you have done all of that. So the green check marks are important. Just keep an eye on those. And keep an eye on your grades. Okay, so make sure it does transfer to Blackboard because Blackboard is where I'll look for your official grades. So if it's not transferring over, then we need to get that fixed. So that is your training, and let me know if you have any questions about the training assignments. I'm going to close that out. The next assignment is your project. So I'm going to click here on your project assignment. And when you get to your project assignment, it will, let's see here, it will look like this. And then you'll press start. So this is your project assignment, okay? With your project assignments, you will need to download these files, okay? So you have an instruction file, a start file, and you may have a support file. Not all of them do, but this one does. It's a picture, okay? In this project, you will be creating a flyer, and this is a picture that goes on the flyer, okay? This is your start file. That's what you're going to be making your changes and additions to. And this is your instruction file, okay? And that will tell you what changes need to be made, okay? I always like to start from the bottom and work my way up. So here with the support file, I'm going to click to download that. And this is a picture. And I will just click these three dots here and click on Save As. And then I always recommend for my students to create either a DLC 101 folder or a CIT 105 folder and get organized. So within that folder, create an additional Word folder, create an Excel folder, a PowerPoint folder, an Access folder, just as you would with a binder if you were taking that to class. So create that folder. That way you know where you're saving all your items, okay? So you would find that folder and then save it there. We don't need the picture right now. We will need it later. And so we can close that out after we've saved it and know that it's saved to our jump drive or to our computer for later use. The next one is your start file. And this is the document that you're going to be making changes to. And let me pull it over here so you can see it. And this is your start file. This is the flyer. And you will be making changes to that as the instructions state, okay? You need to go ahead and save this. It's a good idea to save it at the beginning and then to do some quick saves throughout. And so in order to save it, if you minimize that, in order to save it, if you look right here, this is the name that we need to save it as. Okay, it says expected file name. That's what we have to submit it as. And so let's go ahead and save it as that name. So I'm going to do File and Save As and Browse. And then you will notice, I'm going to go ahead and put it in my jump drive. Find my DLC or CIT folder. You can see here I've made Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel Access folders in there too, but then in my Word folder. And I can see that up here. I'm in my jump drive, my CIT folder, and my Microsoft Word folder. The only difference with the name that it comes up with and the expected file name, here it is. The expected file name has a 2 at the end, and it will come up with a 1 at the end. Okay, so all I'm going to do is click here, change the 1 to a 2, and then click on Save. Okay, I'm going to click Cancel because I've already saved that. So it will be ready to submit once you get done with it, okay? So that is your start file. It's saved and ready to go now. The last one is your instruction file. This tells you what you need to do to complete the assignment. Get that over here too. All right, these are your instructions, okay? If you are working on one computer screen, you can do half of your screen as instructions and the other half of your screen as the start file. Okay, just like that. You can print out your instructions however you want to do it. Just, you know, you can see what works best for you. We've already done all of this up here, so we're ready for project step number 1. In that project step number 1, it introduces you to the project, but then it also tells you to change the document theme colors to blue warm. So if you get to this point and you think, well, I don't know what a document theme color is, and I don't know how to do that. At that point, you would either want to go back to your training and watch see if there's a training in there about that, or you can go back to your textbook. So utilize your trainings and utilize your textbook as you need help, okay? After you do those things, let me know if you're having trouble and I can help you as well. But anyway, for this video, to change your document theme colors, that's under the Design tab. Here are your themes, and here are your theme colors, okay? So we would click on theme colors, and it said blue warm, so we'll change that there, okay? So that's number one. Number two, change the case of the flyer's headline paragraph to capitalize each word. So the headline paragraph is right here, so I will select that. And then to change the case, click here, capitalize each word, change the font size to 36. And then here are your text effects. And if you hover over each one, it gives you the name. You find the name that matches the name in your instructions. So this one is fill blue gray accent color 1 shadow text effect. So it's that second one in the top row. And then we're going to center it. So that's number 2. Okay. Number 3, resize the safety first picture with a width of 6 and then apply the simple frame black picture style. Anytime you're working with a picture, you will need to click on the picture. When you click on the picture, you get a new Picture Tools Format tab up here. Okay. When you get that Picture Tools Format tab, you can change things about the picture. So we want to change the width to 6, and we want to give it a simple frame black. Simple frame black. So that is here. Okay. So that's 1 through 3. And then you would complete the rest of the numbers on your own. If you'll notice number 10, that's where you pull in that picture that you saved. So, keep an eye out for that. So as you go, you've already saved it, okay? You've already saved it. I didn't up here, but you have already saved it with the 2 at the end. So you would do a quick save as you go, okay? So you'll save it again as you go. When you get completely done, make sure you do that quick save, okay, to get everything done. Once you are finished and you have saved it, you are ready to submit it for grading. So I'm going to click here, Browse Files, and then I'm going to find that document, and I did one earlier here. You'll find that document wherever it's saved at. You'll look in your jump drive, your DLC, your CIT folder, and your Word folder and find it. Okay, it has today's date and time that you did it, and click on Open. Okay, so it has been put in there, but you still need to submit it. Okay, so I'm going to submit it here, and it said it was successfully graded. Okay. You will, in order to see your grade, you'll click here where it says Graded Summary Report, and that will tell you your grade, and it will also tell you what you missed. So here on your graded report, I didn't do very well. I got a 16 out of 100. On this attempt, I only did numbers 1 and 2. And you can see that I got those right because I have a green check mark. The rest of them are red X's because I got them wrong, okay? So you can see what you got wrong and what you need to fix, okay? Then you would go back to your original document and make those changes, okay? Make the changes, make it look better, whatever it is that you missed, make those changes, do another quick save, and then you'll submit it again. To submit it again, close out and go back in through Blackboard. Click on the project again. And you can submit it again for a better grade. Click on start and here. So I would just browse my file again, submit again, and have see my graded report again. You will see I have been doing this with other training sessions, so I have actually submitted it 3 times. I have 5 submissions, so that's what you have too. So you can attempt 5 times, and I only take your best score. So if the first time you make a 70 and the second time you make a 90, then I only keep the 90%, okay? So I only keep your highest score. So let me know if you have any questions about projects, and I will be able to help you with that. So every week you'll have your textbook, you'll have your training, and you'll have your project, okay? And real quick, before I let you go, I do want to bring your attention up here where it says tips, reminders, and hints. And, you know, we've already gone over several of these items, but I just kind of wanted to go over them with you. The training and project assignments are in Cengage. You click the links in Blackboard to get there. There are no assignments in the textbook. We talked about that. For the project assignment, you'll find the start file and the instruction file, and any extra files that you need will be located there. You must use the start file, okay? And it's your own start file, okay? So if you think that you can get somebody else's assignment, look down at the bottom and their name will be in the footer and on yours too. So look at the bottom, you'll see your name. So there's not any sharing in that way. Upon completion of the project assignment, you will submit the completed assignment to Cengage for grading, and make sure your document name is exactly as it appears next to the submission box. And we talked about that, changing that 1 to a 2. If you have any trouble, you know, doing that, just let me know, especially this first week, as this is your first time to do that. You have 5 submissions, so use them. You know, if you want to better your score, use that. Do keep in mind that on the projects, if you score at least 90%, then I will manually bump up your grade to 100, okay? I know that projects are harder, and I know that they're time consuming, and I also know that Cengage can be kind of picky. So if you score at least 90%, then I know that you know what you're doing. So, you know, if you get a 90 and you want to see if you can better that grade, sure, go ahead and do it. But I just don't want you pouring over this, you know, all night long or all weekend just trying to get 100%. So if you get a 90 or above, then I will bump that up. That is not automatic. I try to do it once a week. And so just kind of keep that in mind. Keep a close eye on your grades in Blackboard. Make sure they are transferring. Your grades for your training and your project should transfer automatically to Blackboard. Let me know if they are not. Give it a day or two, and then let me know. So don't procrastinate, and be careful with typing errors. Cengage counts off for every small mistake. So capitalization, spelling, spacing, things like that, you just have to be careful with. All right, well, I think that that is it for this virtual session. And as you sort and complete your first assignments, let me know if you have any questions. And just send me an email. I'm at robin.walker@kctcs.edu. And I will try to get those questions answered. I check my email Monday through Friday every day. So if I don't get back with you that day, then I'll get back with you the next day. I don't check my email at nights or on weekends, but it's fine if you send me an email during that time. just note if it's at night, I'll get back with you the next day. If it's on the weekend, I'll get back with you on Monday. I do have in-person classes on Monday morning. So, you know, if it's Monday, then it might be Monday afternoon before I can get back with you. So don't wait until the last minute. Your assignments are due at 2 o'clock on Monday, and I have classes on Monday morning. So, you know, if you've got questions, then I'm going to have trouble getting those back to you in time. So work on your assignments early. Work on them early. That way you can ask me questions throughout the week, and that's not an issue. So, all right. Well, I appreciate your time, and I hope this video helped. And please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.